In the previous video, I introduced you to the hangman method and how to divide using the hangman method. And we looked at a 3-digit number and divided that by a 1-digit number. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to look at a 3-digit number and divide it by a 2-digit number. And we're just going to show you that it works that way as well. So sometimes with some calculations, if you've got 2 digits here, there's some methods, if you've got 2 digits here and however many digits here, you can start getting confused with divide that and then add another one and another one and another one. We'll look at some of the other methods in another video, but with this one, it doesn't confuse how many digits there are here. So we'll look at a larger calculation or a larger division. We'll look at 493, quite close to the other number, and divide that by 28. So 28 on this side, 493. And we'll play hangman with it again, as we did before. So, how many times is 28 going to 493? Just looking at it can be difficult to figure out how many times that goes into there. So, we need to break this down and we need to think, when you're doing long division, sometimes you can it can be a good thing if you write it down on paper to think, I don't actually know that, I need to break it down, I need to work it out, because you're more likely to get the right answer. So 493, 28 divided by 493, what can you do? I know it goes into there 10 times, so I can do 10 times 28, 10 times 28 equals 280. So, as before, 280. So, minus dropping the whiteboard marker on the floor. 3 minus 0 is 3. 9 minus 8 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we're left with 213. Okay? So where can we go from there? Well, if that's 280, then we can look at halving that number and look at how many times it goes into it. So if we look at 5 times 28, what's half of 280? 140. So 213 minus 140. 3 minus 0 is 3. 1 minus 4, now you're going to need to start taking away from there. So take 1 away from there and borrow it, and so this side can borrow it. Turn that into 11, so that's 7. That's now a 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, so you have 73. And how many times does 28 go into 73? Now you're starting to get to a closer number. Does it go into there 3 times? Not quite, does it? 3 times 28. What does that get you? 84. So we need to go lower than that, so we'll look at 2 times 28. 2 times 28 gives you 56. Now this is where it starts to get complicated now, because I've chosen numbers that are quite complicated to divide. So we have 56. There's a reason I've chosen numbers that are difficult to divide, because you'll come across them in the lessons. So 3 minus 6 is 3, 7 minus 5 is 2. So your remainder is 23, which is still lower than 28. So add these together. 10 plus 5 is 15, plus your 2, 17. Now, we're not going to go through a large remainder and turning that into a decimal. We'll go through that in another lesson. So what I want you to do, if you end up with a large remainder for now, is I want you to look at that number and that number, and I want you to look at 23, 28, and we'll look at that in another lesson. Okay, so it's 17 and 23 28ths for the time being, just for the time being, because we'll look at fractions, decimals, etc. in another lesson. So we're happy with the fact that we've broken it down this many times. We've got 10, we've got 5, we've got 2, and we've got 17 and 23 28ths. The reason we've done that is because we'll end up with a longer calculation at the end. So we'll work it out on the calculator. 493 divided by 28, 17.6, yeah, and that's why I didn't do the other calculations, because it would have taken me a long time to do it. And I wanted to demonstrate this, so we can do this in the lesson.